What's good, fam? This your man D.Lamont. You know what I mean? Coming at you. What's good with it? Real quick before I get into it, like and subscribe, man. YouTube channel D.Lamont. Check me out on Instagram, DegLamont.comedy, man. It's all love. I just wanted to get on here and talk about the Chappelle, the closer, the Netflix special that Chappelle just did. Real dope show. I love Dave Chappelle. Always have. Very funny brother. And to really talk about the so-called backlash, you got the LGBTQ community calling for Netflix to remove the special, and I'm just trying to figure out why. You feel me? I'm trying to figure out why. Because if you watch the special, I mean, Dave Chappelle was very, very thoughtful, insightful, clever. He really articulated how he felt in a masterful way, comedic way, if you really understand comedy, like it really was. And I'm trying to figure out like what was so where's there was no hate speech. There was no, you know, the whole like the thing with the baby, right? The baby said, what he said at his show. And he was probably faded. You know how they do at the concert. They probably drink and smoke. He's probably faded, and he just blurted some shit out. You know what I mean? Wasn't no real thought articulation behind it. It was just some ignorant shit that he just blurted out. Excuse me. So I get the hubbub, right? I get the offense, but I'm trying to figure out what's so offensive about what Chappelle said. I mean, because I don't see nothing that, you know what I mean? I can see where you may not agree with him. So is that what we doing now? That's where we come to. So if I don't agree with you, we just going to try to get the special off. We just going to try to cancel what you say. Like, he wasn't spitting hate rhetoric. He wasn't calling nobody out their name. He didn't say anything that could be deemed offensive. Now, you may not agree. It was very smart, cleverly worded, everything. He was very articulate and very straightforward on where he's coming from. You know what I mean? He talked about women being offended at some transgender, about women, like Caitlyn Jenner being voted Woman of the Year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, what does that say about women? For real, like I mean, what does that say? Like if I'm a woman and this man only been a woman for a year and is voted Woman of the Year, like, so if I'm not okay with that, I'm homophobic or transphobic. That shit don't make no sense. You know what I mean? When can we agree to disagree? Why everything got to be canceled? So if I don't agree with you, you automatically canceled. That's how we doing now, right? That's what we doing. I mean, I could, if he said something, if he blurted out some kind of obscenity, some kind of words or something that, oh my God, I can't believe he didn't do none of that. He didn't do none of that. I mean, he was very clear and concise on how he felt and what he thought. There's nothing offensive about that. Okay, maybe you don't agree with it, but there's nothing to be offensive. And we can't be in a world where if we disagree with somebody's stance, we just get rid of them. We just cancel it, take the show off. You know what I mean? Well, remember Archie Bunker? Remember, like the conversations need to be had. I'm trying to figure out why what is so offensive. Like I'm watching these shows, and I watched the I don't know if it was on what channel it was on, and they had a representative of the LGBTQ community. I think it was a trans black woman, if I'm not mistaken. And she's talking about violence against transgender, which is the real transphobia. See, we misuse these terms: phobia, transphobia, homophobia. Phobia is an intense fear to the point where people were getting killed. You know what I mean? People were getting beat up, people being killed. That's what transphobia is, or homophobia. Now we just, if you say anything against it, and I don't have no problem with it. I don't have no problem with nobody. But if you disagree with something or whatever, oh, you homophobic, you transphobic. No. You got the right to disagree. You got the right to feel how you want to feel. You know, you don't disrespect anybody. You don't put your hands on nobody based on anything. You know what I mean? But I just don't. I'm trying to figure out. What's so offensive. So now we just gonna be the point where we just disagree with somebody, with what the fuck they say, and we just gonna cancel them. We just gonna cancel them, right? You know, that's not. You know, somehow people are under the assumption that they're supposed to be comfortable. Everything you say, like if you say anything, there's no growth in comfort. You know what I mean? The civil rights movement was based on making motherfuckers uncomfortable. You gotta make motherfuckers uncomfortable for anything to change. You know, like people up in the ass because they don't want critical race theory taught in schools because it makes them uncomfortable. They gotta face the facts of their forefathers. They gotta face the fact that they've been lying in these history books all these years, and it makes people uncomfortable. They don't want to deal with it. But there's only one way to change, man. There's only one way to change, and that's if you're uncomfortable. You got to put a fire under people's asses. You know what I'm saying? So let's get out of this cold council bullshit, where somebody comes up with a thought-provoking special to really bring different issues to light. That's all it is. It's just jokes, entertainment. Come on, man. Say you disagree with it. Let's have the conversations. Let's have the conversations with taking Chappelle off of Netflix. And I'm gonna tell you like this: Netflix don't cancel shit. They ain't pulling this shit off. I guarantee you that. Netflix gonna get their dough. They ain't pulling shit off. If they didn't take that cutie shit off when all that bullshit y'all was talking, they definitely ain't taking Chappelle off. I guarantee you that. That's facts. But it is what it is, man.
Legit, don't quote me, boy, cause I ain't